At first glance, it might just look like a mischievous little creature with wild hair and a toothy grin, but Labubu is so much more than that. Born from the imagination of artist Kasing Lung and brought to life by Pop Mart, Labubu has captured the hearts of collectors, fashion lovers and art fans around the world. But how did this quirky figure go from a niche designer toy to a cultural phenomenon? In this video, we're diving into the wild world of Labubu, its weird whimsical origin, the artist who brought it to life, why it's blowing up in the fashion and collectibles world, plus the drama and ecological impact behind the hype. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious newcomer, or just wondering why these little creatures are taking over your feed, this is the full story of Labubu. So how did Labubus come to life? Labubus have been around since 2015. I know, it's shocking that these guys have been here for 10 years already. The monster series that Labubus are a part of was created by artist Kasing Lung, who was born in Hong Kong but moved to the Netherlands as a kid. Living there, he became fascinated with Nordic folklore, which inspired him to start crafting his own fairy tales. Later in life, Kasing moved to Belgium and while there started illustrating children's books. This is what led to what is now known as the Monster Trilogy being released. It consisted of 3 fairy tales, the story of Puka, Pato and the Girl, and Mira's Requiem. All of them are supposedly based on European folk tales, but I can only find that the story of Puka is probably based on an Irish folk creature named Puka, and he is a mischievous shapeshifter. As the books were not a part of the deal with Pop Mart, it is unlikely that they will be released again, and getting your hands on the book will cost about $1,000. So I can't say for sure what is inside the book, as well as which folklore the other stories are based on. I've only seen a few pages shared on Kasing's Instagram, but the art definitely gives strong Tove Jansson vibes. After gaining recognition for his work as a children's book illustrator, Kasing Lung took a major step in 2019 by signing an exclusive deal with Pop Mart, the Chinese toy giant known for selling collectible vinyl figures. This partnership gave Pop Mart the right to produce and distribute Labubu figures, introducing Kasing's once niche forest creature to a much wider audience. At first though, Labubu remained more of a hidden gem. Labubu didn't have the widespread appeal it enjoys today. For several years, the figure quietly grew a small but loyal fan base, mainly in East Asia. It wasn't until the rise of Pop Mart's blind box craze, influencer culture and collectible toy hype that Labubu began to break into the spotlight. As for fun Labubu lore, Labubus are ancient elves living in the forest. Their tribe consists of about 100 Labubus. All Labubus are canonically female, which sparked this conversation with my boyfriend. I wonder how they mate, they're all canonically female. Lesbians. Lesbubus. Labubus are a part of the Monster series, as I mentioned before. It features many characters with different characteristics and looks. Most popular of them is the Labubus, with an idea that girls can be both adventurous and cute. The Momos look almost like Labubu, but they have a tail. They are tribe leaders. I don't know if it's just the tail making them superior or something else. We also have Taikokos, who look like skeletons and are rumored to be Labubu's boyfriend, but I think Lesbubus are way more fun. There are many more characters, but none of them are as popular as Labubus, and most people aren't even aware that there are so many others in the series. Shout out to the seemingly drunk cousin character Boss, who, by the way, isn't even the only alcoholic in the series, as we also have the river creature Pippo, who loves wine. It's wine o'clock somewhere in the world. So how exactly did the soft plush with a vinyl face become the final boss of capitalism in 2025? The surge in popularity seems to date back to 2024, when Lisa from a popular K-pop group called Blackpink shared a picture of a Labubu attached to her bag. Later, she also made a video with Vanity Fair, where she admitted that her secret obsession has been visiting different Pop Marts and buying mystery boxes. She discovered Pop Mart through her Thai friends and admits that she didn't think much of it at first. But the mystery box element eventually pulled her in, and that's what got her hooked, just like many of us. Kasing Lung, the original creator, even sent her a mega Labubu as a thank you for helping spark Labubu's rise in popularity. The hype surrounding the toy didn't stop then, as Labubu has become a popular fashion trend. The most sought after item being the 17 cm or about 6.6 inch Labubu, which features a keychain on top. A lot of people now attach their Labubus to their bags. Labubu has been spotted on celebrities such as Rihanna, Madonna, Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa and David Beckham. It has even been spotted as a popular accessory at this year's Paris Fashion Week. Recently, most of the hype has come from social media, the most popular sets being Big into Energy, Exciting Macron and Have a Seat. Different creators open sets of boxes in hopes of getting the secret from it. which is a 1 in 72 chance. Even for regular hobbyists, it has become a fun way of connecting to the community by recording their reaction to opening the mystery boxes. Some of these videos get millions of views as Labubu is skyrocketing even further in its popularity. This hype, however, has its positives and negatives, as many collectors seem to hoard many duplicate sets, while a lot of fans can't get their hands on the single boxes. The problem isn't only scalpers, though they definitely play a role. Limited stock, rising demand, and regional exclusives make it tough for casual fans to keep up. As Labubu's popularity explodes, the line between passionate collecting and obsessive hoarding keeps getting blurrier, raising questions about the accessibility, fairness, and the future of the hobby itself. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the most popular ways to show off a Labubu is by clipping it to your bag. Since they're getting harder to find, people really treasure the ones they've managed to get. A lot of people are dressing up their Labubus in different outfits, from fake Gucci to matching their own outfit and style. It's part of the growing Trinket Fashion trend, where people use accessories like toys or charms to express their identity in a fun, creative way. You can display your fandom, style, and personality by having a cute toy or accessory attached to your outfit or bag. The Labubus are also relatively affordable. Sure, there's a premium feel because of the mystery box model and manufactured scarcity, but that's part of the charm. It feels like a little win when you manage to get one. For me, it has been a refreshing trend, as most people still view toys as being just for kids. But a lot of people like me collect toys and figurines as adults as well, because why not make life a little fun? I also love any trend that makes people customize their character in this boring video game we call life. That said, I haven't actually seen anyone wearing a Labubu out in the wild, and I also recently discovered that PopMart doesn't send to Norway, so maybe that's one of the reasons. In the meantime, I've had Bulbasaur on my backpack for the past 2.5 years. Now I look even more like I'm a 14-year-old, but it's cool to feel like a Pokemon trainer. I think I have washed him like 3 times, because I managed to dunk him right into the dirt while doing my job. I don't know yet whether I will cherish a Labubu safely at home, or whether I will attach it to my bag, but that's a question for when I finally manage to get one. Labubus transcend generations. They are loved by children for their weirdly cute charm, but they also attract Gen Z and millennials, as the aspect of mystery box toys has been a huge part of their childhoods. The dopamine hit of opening a mystery bag is keeping some of us afloat in this horrible economy, as Labubus are fairly cheap when you can buy it from the official stores. Each Labubu comes in a sealed blind box, just like those toys from your childhood. You don't know which character you're going to get. There's a chance you might pull a rare one, the secret, similar to holo Pokemon cards. You even get a piece of super popular contemporary art. This isn't just a toy, it's a cool collectible you can display any way you like. The aspect of soft gambling and collection is especially relevant from the 1990s and 2000s, with toys like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pogs, Beanie Babies, Littlest Pet Shop, Bakugan, and I could go on for so long. For me, Labubus kind of remind me of Furbies. There were so many creepy conspiracy theories of Furbies being fitted with hidden cameras and whatnot, plus their face is also kind of mechanically creepy, so they used to scare me a bit, but I also wanted one. With all these parallels from our childhood, it's no wonder the Labubu craze is hitting Gen Z and millennials hard. Most people who have heard of the Labubus have heard of the manufactured scarcity that comes with it. This is actually something that turned me off these creatures at first, but in the end Labubu propaganda took me as well. I now have first-hand experience of waking up at 4 AM in hopes of catching a Labubu. Unfortunately, overconsumption and scalpers are making this experience quite miserable, as most drops used to be sold out in minutes and it has now evolved to seconds. Resellers seem to be everywhere. I keep seeing new shops pop up daily that advertise themselves with real Labubus on my social media feeds. I wouldn't even mind paying a little extra, but most of these prices are so ridiculous. All the listings on second-hand sites are in the $50 to $120 category near me, but rares can go for $500 to $600. It wouldn't be so bad, but the originals are like $15 to $20 on their official sites. I just refuse to endorse any resellers for the 3-time price tag for a regular Labubu. Collectors hunting for rares have said that it's actually cheaper to just buy the rare off of someone than to keep buying the same set, because it can get very expensive quite quickly. Labubus are available through PopMart's official stores, both online and offline. Offline stores feature robo-stores, aka vending machines, as well as physical stores in different countries. Online, Labubus are being sold on PopMart's site, but they also sell through their official AliExpress, Amazon, and Shopee sites. Resellers can be found everywhere, on any second-hand site, like Facebook Marketplace, Vinted, Tise, Yaga, eBay, anything you can think of. They can also be found on StockX, Discord groups, Reddit, and once again, anywhere you can think of. In some country stores, it is possible to open mystery boxes virtually on the official Pop Mart store. During drops, a lot of people have started using the URL method to skip the queue straight to boxes that haven't been revealed yet. The method involves changing 4 numbers in the URL link in hopes of getting a number that hasn't been bought out yet. This is just one of the many methods people swear by. Another popular method is to wait for drops on the Pop Mart TikTok Live. A lot of collectors say TikTok Live has been their most reliable way of getting sets. Unfortunately, once again, living in Europe, I think this method isn't even available here. I think most of this still boils down to luck. It doesn't matter if you try to get your Labubu on the official site, Amazon, AliExpress or some other mystery way, because in the end, you still have to be lucky with drop times. In the community, fake Labubus are called Lafufus. We have seen the rise of Lafufus for many reasons. As with any other trend, fakes are sold in hopes of scamming people and making a quick buck. The weird thing is that fans have actually started collecting the Lafufus, as some of the fakes look even more uncanny and weird than Labubus themselves. The massive amount of fakes isn't helped by the fact that Labubus themselves are really hard to get. Lafufus offer an easy alternative to those who either don't care about authentic products or who are seeking out an even weirder version of the toy they love. I actually like that Lafufus are also getting some hype. Kasing's original design was supposed to be a contrast between something being visually unappealing but emotionally impactful. I feel like people add so much to it when they give their own Labubus or Lafufus a personality and develop their own lore in addition, like the community has been doing. Fakes being embraced can also help the onset of bullying that is caused by popular items such as Labubus, as they are generally steered towards teens. As usual, these kinds of hugely popular trends don't come without controversy. Pop Mart has stores in 23 different countries like the United States, UK, Australia, France, etc. With the beginning of the hype, we saw long lines forming in offline store locations. A lot of the times, Labubus were just cleared out by scalpers, some even reselling them in front of official Pop Mart stores.
We're wondering how much you're selling the macarons?
35 for macarons.
Although many stores implemented a limit to how much you could buy in person, this didn't stop UK shoppers from going completely mad. There were many reports of customers fighting and shouting at each other for stock. Some reports even mentioned customers fighting staff when it was announced that they had run out of stock. Pop Mart announced on social media that it will be pulling Labubu stock from the UK Pop Mart stores after the multiple fights at their stores. This enraged fans, who quickly took to the comments and blamed Pop Mart for causing the situation by making the super popular product have way too little stock. All the leftover hate went to Pop Mart's main efforts in dealing with resellers. It seems that Pop Mart was trying to protect its fun brand image by eliminating negative customer experiences at their offline stores in the UK. They have now made a return through people being able to register for a draw to buy from their offline stores. But the system doesn't seem to please the fans, as it is quite a high effort for a blush. Even when getting a number for the draw, scalpers seem to still be ruining the fun, demanding to be let in without a number, and in response, employees not opening the doors. Troubles with Pop Mart aren't unique to a single country, it seems. Since Pop Mart is a Chinese company, Labubus have been hit with high tariffs thanks to Donald Trump's administration. The price of the regular keychain Labubu was recently increased in the US store, from $21.99 to $27.99. For a day, the prices of some of the resellers were almost the same price as the original. Labubus weren't the only set to get a big price increase, and fans were outraged by this. Since Pop Mart isn't dealing well with the massive amount of scalpers and bots on their site, the price increase was a slap in the face to a lot of fans. With Labubu, there also seems to come a lot of theft. Although the toy itself is technically cheap, the resale price is high enough to justify stealing for some. There have surfaced many videos of people's cars being broken into and Labubus getting snatched straight from bags. I saw a TikToker claim that their delivery driver stole the Labubus straight from the package. But these are some of the petty crimes compared to whole shipments being stolen. Back in April, $205,000 worth of product from a Pop Mart shipment was stolen from Hemel Hempstead, United Kingdom. In this case, it was supposedly the hero on the line that got the hit, but this just shows how insane the theft has been. We have made it to my favorite conspiracy. This is going to sound insane, but some people think that Labubus are demonic. People are referencing the similarities between Labubus, which are based on Nordic folklore, and Mesopotamian demon Pazuzu. Most of this seems to be the Pokemon religious panic all over again. A toy gets popular and religion tries to make it scary for some reason. Labubus being linked to pagan beliefs fuels this theory even further. The pagan tie comes from the fact that elves are demigod in Nordic folklore, Some Christian creators have pointed out that Labubus are being idolized and this sort of devotion should only belong to God. Labubus were being compared to Annabelle, the possessed doll, but the theory was blown wide open when an AI-generated image of Pazuzu, the supposed smiling demon, started floating around. A lot of people have pointed out that the image isn't a common depiction of the Mesopotamian demon and has been made to look like Labubus to incite panic. Still doesn't stop people from believing Labubus invite spirits and cause paranormal activity. Most people have common sense and can tell that this is just fear-mongering, but you know, The Simpsons predicted it, so who am I to say that the only harm you're going to get from this doll is microplastics? As a last part of these demonic conspiracy theories, I will share the official PopMart April Fool's post, which reads: Dear PopMart community, we have received a growing number of reports about our figures behaving strangely. Customers have shared unsettling accounts of their figures, shifting positions overnight, turning to face different directions, mysterious whispering. We don't hear anything, but still. While we can't confirm the cause, scientific or supernatural, we are issuing a mandatory recall of all affected figures. Our investigation is ongoing, but until then, we recommend contacting us immediately if it moves in front of you. For safety reasons, do not attempt to confront the figure directly. If it responds to you, run. Yours truly, PopMart North America team. This is a pretty funny response in my opinion. With these kinds of trends, there is always the huge aspect of overconsumption involved. I don't see this trend stopping in the next few months, as most fans are still not getting the product they want. Although it seems less likely that we will start seeing original Labubus, some second-hand stores are already being flooded with fake Lafufus. The fact that PopMart sells mostly blind box toys and features rares in sets makes some people buy absurd amounts of the toy. It doesn't even matter if they are a real collector or chasing clout with blind box openings. It's insane that people would buy the exact same set not even 2 times, but more than 3 times. It isn't cheap either. PopMart has been criticized a lot for its blind box economy, as well as manufactured scarcity, since these are the main factors that contribute to this toy causing people to hoard it. Blind boxes also create a lot of unnecessary waste with their packaging, which isn't helped by the toy being made of PVC plastic and polyester fabric, both being manufactured from fossil fuels. Labubus becoming such a huge trend highlights an important aspect of these trends not being sustainable to the environment. I can't say that only Labubus are at fault when the issue is way larger than it should be. When visiting toy stores, it feels like you're entering Las Vegas for 5-year-olds. Everything has become a blind box. It is well known that mystery boxes are a soft form of gambling, and companies use this loophole to advertise mostly to children. Start them young, I suppose. Some countries like China have applied laws that ban blind boxes being sold to children under the age of 8. But I don't think that is going to dent this market based on frying our dopamine receptors. I personally hope this trend doesn't die very suddenly, because that would make the current popular sets mostly waste, as they aren't rare enough for collectibles, and trend chasers have moved on to the new shiny thing. I have many thoughts about Labubus. I discovered them during the peak and wasn't even interested at first, because waking up at 5 AM to wait for a drop seemed too insane. The Labubus still won me over, as I kept seeing more and more of them from friends and on social media. I was intrigued by the design. How can people call this fun-looking creature ugly, even creepy? I have always been a huge collector for fun things. I started with a huge Littlest Pet Shop collection in kindergarten and have now moved on to Pokemon related stuff. This is why I love Labubus. This trend, along with fun and whimsy trinkets, has shown that toys aren't just for kids. They can even be a fashion item. Finding out more about the designer and Labubus backstories has also been interesting from the viewpoint of an artist. I'm sure that Kasing Lung's success with the PopMart toy line and his art exhibitions will be a huge inspiration to fellow artists. His work is a powerful reminder that toys can be more than just mass-produced figures. They can be rich with character, emotion, and artistic vision. I also hope this serves as a wake-up call to toy makers. Creativity matters, and toys don't have to settle for bland, predictable designs. Yay! It has started raining in our studio, and he's a mischievous shape. All Labubus are canonically and regional exclusives. Real big words from someone like me. Ridiculous. Or oh my god, bro, you're screaming. Lafufu on my nuts, still I Labubu. Enough rambling, let me know your opinions about Labubus down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, maybe consider subscribing to see more from me. Thank you for watching, and see you whenever. Bye! We did it! We did it! We did it!